I have another blackworm question that I'm trying to figure out. I notice in some cultures there's more movement than in other cultures, especially if there's enough substrate or even a sponge for them to anchor themselves into. This one is a sponge in one of the food experiment trial boxes. And you can see there's little movement, just a little waving of the tail. I had two cultures that made me think of this. This is an old tank that I had set up with a lot of decaying plants. I poured an older culture into it, and they don't move for anything. Even if I throw food in there, none of the worms move towards the food. That tells me one thing: where their head is anchored, there is enough food for them to continuously eat without them needing to move. The only downside is they're almost impossible to gather or propagate. This tank has an aqua soil in it. I believe it's from CaribSea. I don't remember the exact one, but they're like little tiny clay balls, not very big at all. It's allowed tons of mulm to gather on the surface and be able to slip through those little tiny crevices in the little clay balls. It seems to be funneling the food straight to the mouth of the blackworms. I have something similar happening in another tank that has Fluval Stratum in it. That tank also contains some shrimp and some aquatic isopods, but again, they don't move towards any food that is put in that tank whatsoever. I was emailing someone back and forth last month, and they gave me this idea. Why not set up a bunch of different types of substrates to see the result? The main reason why I don't like to use the substrate or gravel is because it's nearly impossible to get them out to harvest them, to feed to fish, and to propagate them since I like to chop them manually. But if keeping them stationary and constantly feeding results in bigger, faster reproduction of worms, it might be a great addition. As long as you can cleanly separate the worms from whatever they are being housed in. I had them in a tank with some marbles in a cup, and they were doing the same thing. So I thought, let's try them also. Why not? They may be easy to remove. So while the other food experiment is going on, I figured let me set up a small tank. It's 2.5 gallons with two little sponge filters with 9 different substrates to house the blackworms in. All of the blackworms were already in this tank, so there was no adjustment period needed. They settled instantly. Every single cup has the same exact amount of worms, about a half of a gram of worms. The only variable is the actual substrate they are housed in. The water is exactly the same, the flow is the same, the food is going to be fed exactly the same. I'm going to feed them micro pellets twice a day. The system and the media should be mature enough to be able to handle a heavier feeding. I will give it 2 weeks, empty out each cup, separate the worms from any mulm that is put in there, and then see how they weigh at the end of this period. And let's see if any migrated out of one cup into another cup because they prefer that substrate versus the other. These type of experiments are exactly what I've been doing over the last 6 years to try to really figure out blackworms and understand them a little deeper and to be able to keep a healthier culture. This method isn't stationary. It's still evolving as I learn. The goal is still exactly the same. What is the best way to propagate blackworms the fastest for regeneration, plus the easiest way to harvest? Trying new things is the only way to answer that question.